Test, test, test. Okay, back again another live stream broadcast or podcast or whatever that is. So basically, I'm in the unintentional free time in the first day of work. Even though this time, finally, there is a public day off in almost in the end of the week. So some people will probably try to do on leave in the middle of the day off. So in order to make a long weekend, but I definitely will not try to do that because I'm still pretty confident to do because still able to work in my home obviously. So that's the reason that I always think there's not much any difference, especially when we are able to work at anywhere. Even though, yeah, besides, I'm also currently in a little bit more busy in terms of main job of tasks because, yeah, right now everything was somehow combined with the other teams, even though I basically already not trying to handle other team tasks. But in terms of standby, I eventually have to do it, even though I basically not technically required meet the requirement of the level of, since obviously it's already getting so much far from what I try to expect. So that's the reason why right now I already not really care anymore. I just try to do what I can and try to blame or try to not blame actually, try to, what's that, aggregate, not aggregate. I really forgot what's the word. So when supervisor or superordinate try to bring or give tasks to their subordinate, the, or the people that below them. So basically, I try to do it in the reverse if it's possible. I don't know, because for some reason, if it is getting too hard, I just try to blame them. Perhaps, I'm not sure, because yeah, everything was already different. Perhaps I'm not sure, because everything else are getting so stressful in order to maintain your mental health. Perhaps you definitely need to blame the people who basically got much bigger salary than you. So that's the reason why, even though you basically still in the operational stuff or in the technical stuff or in the implementation stuff, but they still the one that need to think, perhaps not you as well. So besides that, I, just like as usual, I already tried to do the good behavior recording twice in order to make a total duration of half an hour, even though I think I will try to take a rest for a while because I got an additional meeting as well. So in this day, which kind of like conclude the stuff that I try to handle from other teams. So that's the reason why I still need to finish it in this final meeting, perhaps, because yeah, everything after that I still need to focus back into my own team because yeah, it is already the beginning of the quarter and I basically wanted to finish as fast as possible just in case there's basically so many tasks that trying to be handled or trying to be improved. I guess I don't know, even I once again I already not really care anymore because yeah, if basically I just worry that many people will eventually leave or not really confident with their current work and the product are eventually gone for no reason. I don't know whether it is possible or not, but yeah, even though the resources has already decreased almost half than the last year. But yeah, my and I basically already tried to handle those people who basically already leave the team, but I basically cannot get their salary of obviously. So yeah, the people, there is gonna be a new people, but I don't know whether they will feel happy or not, because yeah, everything was become so overwhelmed when you didn't have enough resources, and every handover are just feel so fast, because there will be another upcoming people who basically leave as well in next month. So that's the reason why. And what else that I basically want to talk about? So I don't know, I just can accept that and try to be patient, and hopefully I can do more personal productivity things at the end of the year, so that I don't really need to depend on this annoying or unnecessary things that I already think it is started to get uncomfortable, even though I'm still pretty comfortable because I already work quite long, so I already try to understand the trick, perhaps. I don't know. So, yeah, what else did I basically want to talk about? And yeah, I basically already tried to prepare the native language podcast until next week, even though, yeah, there will still another season that's already completely prepared in terms of the recording, and there's still four more episodes for the next two season, which I basically need to prepare as well, because there's still several native language article in my main blog that I haven't tried to read it. I don't know, I think it's not gonna be that much, because yeah, it eventually run out, and I don't know whether the native language podcasts are gonna be like this, which is totally impromptu without any script. So I just trying to talk about what I just recently think about. So that's the reason why it's gonna be pretty simple, even though I don't know whether it is gonna be better or even the same as right now, because right now, even though it's basically tried to get from first kind of scope perhaps, but the views is still nothing yet. So I just can't wait until it finally happens, maybe because the algorithms are just detect simple video which never really recommend to other people's, perhaps, I'm not sure. So yeah, oh well, maybe I really need to create a different kind of content later in the end of this year, once I got the place where I can technically do intentional or unintentional free time pretty long, until I finally exhaust it, perhaps. I'm not sure. Because, yeah, at some point I still feel exhausted or lazy to do another one if I already feel tired, or even I already think that the content or the topic that I basically try to explain or mention is, or think about, is just getting decreased over and over again during those exact time, or even in a single day. So that's the reason why I basically cannot really make that much content, but I probably will try to utilize or try to upload any kind of video that I have already prepared before, because I don't know whether the devices that I will brought into the new place is the my newest MacBook, even though it's already old as well, but at least it's definitely capable to run iMovie, perhaps, or even I just try to utilize the online video editor or even the other video editor, which is basically a paid a trial or a paid version as well, which definitely will have annoying watermark that you cannot remove unless you are eventually already try to pay their pro version, which I obviously will not try to do that unless I already get something that I basically able to use to utilize, because yeah, it will be a lot of ways if I try to do it. Besides, I don't know whether it is as easy as I thought, because I never really tried to edit in those video editor, in the new video editor, which basically support portrait orientation, because yeah, I really wanted to upload any kind of video including the portrait orientation video, which I cannot do in the iMovie obviously, so it's only possible in the online video editor or the other video editor besides iMovie. And the online video editor is actually pretty easy to use, but and it still have watermark, so it's probably pretty similar like a trial video editor or paid video editor that I try to download it for free. So but yeah, the online video editor has annoying part where you basically need to upload your raw assets, which gonna be a little bit big if you talk about uncompressed video files directly directly from the mirrorless camera, even though it's already the lowest resolution that can be recorded by those cameras, so it's only for 80p. So but it's still pretty big, because maybe if I'm not mistaken the format is on MOV, so it's definitely bigger than the MP4, which usually use as the rendered video. So yeah, it's already 12 minutes. I don't know what else that I basically want to talk about, because for some reason I'm still trying to play the same game that I just recently bought last week for $15. I don't know. Hopefully I will not get suspended again with this new account, because I try to play it as low profile as possible, so I don't want to do a lot of increase on the money of the game, because they basically try to see from that point of view. I don't know, even though I basically still try to collect cars as much as possible, just like what I previously do on my main account, which eventually after I don't know how many hundreds of cars that I all tried to save on those accounts using trainer or mod menu, it's eventually gone. So right now I basically try to do the one that technically cheap cars, but it's still pretty cool, so I just focus on cheap cars first and try to populate with the cheapest garage as well before I try to populate on the other more expensive that I basically need to do with the money trainer or mod maneuvers. So that's the reason why. Um, yeah, I basically don't have anything else. I basically want to come back into processing more karaoke video, which basically still 100 of karaoke video that I haven't tried to process and upload, because I basically try to use the online video editor, and it's basically pretty annoying, because yeah, it still feels lazy perhaps to do it, just like when I basically pretty lazy to process and upload the on schedule the native language podcast. So yeah, but right now I have 1 week gap that I already tried to schedule for the native language podcast, and I basically didn't have anything to upload in, or so yeah, I think I will try to come back. I don't know, or will try to process and schedule more native language video because the next season is already completely prepared. And yeah, because tomorrow and day after tomorrow I probably will get intentional free time. I don't know, even though yeah, the bi-weekly meeting is gonna be a little bit bigger than the other bi-weekly. So that's the reason I don't know whether I can do like last week or not, the international free time in tomorrow and day after tomorrow, but I will try to focus on the pre-recorded Animoji perhaps, even though it's I don't think whether it is actually enough or not, because I usually already try to do the good behavior recording and this live stream, which definitely already decreased my 1% like now already in 81%, even though I'm not sure when I basically started the good behavior recording I was still in 100% percentage or not on the iPhone, obviously not me. So yeah, maybe if I basically try to do it and have the time to do it, I will try to plug it in just like when I tried to do it on last Friday. So yeah, I think that's all that I could say.